Hello and welcome to SWAN Systems. SWAN Systems is an irrigation and nutrition software. We have this beautiful dashboard that helps us see and plan for irrigation events. Here we can see a couple different pivots. We can see that some pivots are full circle, some pivots have some different zones, and this one has two different types of crop. The key thing with SWAN is that we are able to make custom settings for each individual site, whether that is based off of, for example, here, corn and soybeans, the different crop needs, or this squiggly one, you can see that there are different needs based on soil type. So SWAN is able to create custom 7-day weather-related irrigation plans for each individual site. There's a lot of different settings that go into this model, including soil types, crop coefficients, the actual ability to apply water to those sites, the age of the crop, obviously, as well as our climatic model. So all that feeds our model and helps us plan for the next 7 days. So here we can see on pivot 7, medium soil, we haven't applied water the last few days. That soil moisture is starting to dip down, and we can see there are a couple rain events occurring within the next week. We also have irrigation events that have happened in pivot 4, so you can see here how that irrigation event affected the soil moisture. And this one's continuously staying in the green band. The different colored bands represent the target zones, which are custom for each customer. The green target band is where the customer wants their soil moisture to sit at different stages of the year. Anything above the green band is blue, anything below the green band is yellow. The key thing is knowing that the green band is up to the customer on where they want it to sit, which could be field capacity, above field capacity to create some drainage, or below field capacity to create some deficit irrigation and purposeful stress. So you can see here, not only are you seeing how your water application, whether that's irrigation or rain events, affects your water, the water in your soil moisture, as well as what the next 7 days are predicted to look like based off our model. We can see a couple different examples of how all the soil moistures are sitting at different spots within that green band. The map also lets us see satellite imaging. So here we can see different pivots and how their development is going. This is really good to catch any leaks, any inconsistencies within a field, as we can see in this one. Are there low spots in that pivot? Can we do something to fix them? As well as with drip irrigation, if there's a line that breaks, we're able to catch it a little quicker with the imaging. The dashboard overall gives us different summary tools to understand our soil moisture, our satellite imaging, and our budgets. We can see here another summary of where are all our sites going to be sitting the next 7 days within that green band. We also have information of any allocations that are being tracked in SWAN, as well as the weather information, including that 7-day predicted weather model. And then at the bottom, we have nutrition. What is our planned nutrition versus what has been applied? The summary tools are all available on our phone app. The dashboard itself, everything is represented in the app except for the satellite imaging, but it's a great tool to have in field and be able to look at things quickly on your phone. But the dashboard itself provides a lot more information. Going into site settings, we can go into one of these that we just chatted about. Each site is made up of different settings. Again, each site is custom to soil, crop, imaging, water needs, nutrients, and weather information. And all that feeds this model here, which allows us to see irrigation events and how those have affected the soil moisture, and again, that key part of that next 7-day predicted model. Here we can see the dark blue bars are irrigation events that have occurred and have affected soil moisture. The gold bars are planned irrigations, so you can make plans in SWAN, see how they affect your soil moisture, and then implement them. Once they're implemented, they will turn into blue bars. So at the end of the day, you review your dashboard, you review your quick summary tools, you review your satellite imaging, just kind of poke around and see how things are going. But then the key part is going to be creating your irrigation plan. You can have as many irrigation plans as you want. They can have different settings, again, for application rates. So each individual site will have custom application settings. So how much water can you get to that site? This one happens to be equal in all aspects, but we can have different minimums or increments as well as maximums. This account here, you can see that each soil type has different targets. So what is the pattern that we're trying to keep within that target green band? We can have a zigzag pattern, upper pattern, or middle, as well as lower. So you sit down at your desk, you log into your dashboard, and you create your plan. At the moment, this one has Pivot 7 heavy soil, has a zigzag pattern. That is the target. So we want to fill up to the top of the green band, and SWAN will give you a recommendation when you hit the bottom of the green band again. The light soil has an upper target, so we're asking SWAN, please fill up my soil profile so that my soil moisture is sitting at the top of the green band. And then the medium soil, we're trying to just cruise in the middle. So we're going to ask SWAN to run an optimized schedule for us. So we're going to click optimize. And this is going to create a schedule that will help us get back into that ideal pattern. So zigzag pattern is not going to give you a recommendation until you're at the bottom of the green band, which will be Monday. And then it'll give us 2 larger irrigations to fill up back to the top of the green band. It does look like we'll need 1 more big irrigation Thursday. So I would run this plan a couple times this week just to make sure that I have the full schedule. The light soil, we're trying to stay at the upper target. So it asks us to fill 2 larger irrigations and then top it off throughout the week. You can see here there's a rain event, so maybe we don't need as much water, but it'll continue to ask for water to keep it topped off to keep the green band filled to the upper target area. The medium one, just like the upper target, it's going to keep you cruising in the middle. So it's a different schedule than the light soil for multiple reasons, but because it is the middle band, it's not asking for as many irrigation events. If you're happy with this plan, you're able to save it. This will save and show up as gold bars like we just reviewed, as well as it will show up in the phone app. So when you're out and about in the field, you'll be able to see your schedule for the week. And you can also print it, which will result in a schedule you can either email or print out and put on your posting board or hand to your team directly. So here we can see the schedule. It tells us how many hours to put out on a given day for each individual site. And that's it. SWAN is a tool to help you schedule and make scheduling easier and faster, as well as creating those custom settings to reflect your goals for the season, not just for your whole farm, but at a block by block level. Thank you.